Daniel Dennett, a comprehensive biography of the American philosopher and cognitive scientist, early life and education. Daniel Clement Dennett III was born on March 28, 1942, in Boston, Massachusetts, United States. He grew up in a family that valued intellectual pursuit and critical thinking. His father, Daniel Clement Dennett Jr., was a historian and a counterintelligence agent during World War II, and his mother, Ruth Marjorie Leck, was an editor and a teacher. These influences helped shape Dennett's early interest in philosophy and science. After his father's death in a plane crash during World War II, Dennett's mother moved the family to Lebanon, where he spent his early childhood before returning to the United States. Dennett attended Phillips Exeter Academy, a prestigious boarding school in New Hampshire, where his academic excellence began to shine. He then went on to study at Harvard University, where he earned his Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy in 1963. Dennett's passion for philosophy led him to pursue further studies at Hartford College, Oxford, under the supervision of Gilbert Ryle, a leading figure in analytic philosophy. He completed his Doctor of Philosophy, D.Phil, in 1965 with a dissertation titled The Mind and the Brain, Introspective Description in the Light of Neurological Findings, Intentionality. This work laid the foundation for Dennett's future explorations into the philosophy of mind and cognitive science, academic career, and major contributions. Early academic positions. After completing his D.Phil at Oxford, Dennett began his academic career as an assistant professor of philosophy at the University of California, Irvine, in 1965. His early work focused on the philosophy of mind and the nature of consciousness, areas that would remain central to his intellectual pursuits throughout his career. In 1971, Dennett joined the faculty at Tufts University, where he would spend the majority of his career. At Tufts, he became the Austin B. Fletcher Professor of Philosophy and co-director of the Center for Cognitive Studies. His work at Tufts allowed him to collaborate with leading scholars in philosophy, psychology, and cognitive science, furthering his research and expanding his influence. Major works and theories. Content and Consciousness, 1969. Dennett's first major publication, Content and Consciousness, was released in 1969. This groundbreaking work explored the relationship between mental states and physical processes, challenging traditional views of consciousness. Dennett argued that mental content could be understood in terms of informational processing, laying the groundwork for his later theories on consciousness and intentionality. Brainstorms, 1978. In 1978, Dennett published Brainstorms, Philosophical Essays on Mind and Psychology, a collection of essays that further developed his ideas on the philosophy of mind. This work introduced the concept of the intentional stance, a methodological approach to understanding mental states by attributing beliefs and desires to agents. The intentional stance became a cornerstone of Dennett's philosophy, providing a framework for analyzing behavior and cognition. Elbow Room, 1984. Dennett's interest in the nature of free will and determinism led to the publication of Elbow Room, The Varieties of Free Will Worth Wanting, in 1984. In this work, he examined the concept of free will from a compatibilist perspective, arguing that free will is compatible with determinism. Dennett proposed that human freedom lies in our ability to reflect on our actions and make choices based on rational deliberation. The Intentional Stance, 1987. In The Intentional Stance, 1987, Dennett expanded on his earlier ideas about intentionality and the philosophy of mind. He argued that adopting the intentional stance, interpreting behavior in terms of beliefs, desires, and intentions, provides a useful and predictive framework for understanding complex systems, including human beings and artificial intelligence. Consciousness Explained, 1991. One of Dennett's most influential works, Consciousness Explained, was published in 1991. In this seminal book, he presented a comprehensive theory of consciousness, challenging traditional Cartesian dualism and proposing a materialist account of mental phenomena. Dennett introduced the concept of the multiple drafts model, which posits that consciousness arises from parallel processes in the brain rather than from a single, unified experience. Consciousness Explained was a critical and commercial success, establishing Dennett as a leading figure in the philosophy of mind and cognitive science. The book's accessible prose and compelling arguments garnered praise from both academic and general audiences, contributing to its enduring influence. Darwin's Dangerous Idea, 1995. In Darwin's Dangerous Idea, Evolution and the Meanings of Life, 1995, Dennett explored the implications of Charles Darwin's theory of evolution for various aspects of human thought, including philosophy, religion, and ethics. He argued that Darwinian evolution provides a unifying framework for understanding the complexity of life and the development of human consciousness. Darwin's Dangerous Idea received widespread acclaim and was a finalist for the National Book Award. Dennett's eloquent defense of evolutionary theory and its philosophical implications resonated with readers, further solidifying his reputation as a leading public intellectual. Freedom Evolves, 2003. In Freedom Evolves, 2003, Dennett revisited the topic of free will, building on his earlier work in Elbow Room. He argued that free will is a product of evolutionary processes, arising from the complex interactions between biological and cultural factors. Dennett's compatibilist approach emphasized the importance of understanding free will in the context of natural selection and human development. Breaking the Spell, 2006, Dennett's interest in the intersection of science and religion led to the publication of Breaking the Spell, Religion as a Natural Phenomenon, in 2006. In this provocative work, he examined religion from an evolutionary perspective, arguing that religious beliefs and practices can be understood as products of natural selection. Dennett's call for a scientific study of religion sparked debate and controversy, but also earned praise for its rigorous and thought-provoking analysis. Intuition Pumps and Other Tools for Thinking, 2013. In Intuition Pumps and Other Tools for Thinking, 2013, Dennett offered a collection of philosophical essays and thought experiments designed to stimulate critical thinking and intellectual exploration. The book provided readers with a toolbox of conceptual tools for tackling complex philosophical problems, reflecting Dennett's commitment to promoting clear and rigorous thought. Cars, Home, Family and Friends. Cars. Daniel Dennett had a passion for cars, particularly classic and vintage models. Over the years, he owned several notable vehicles, including a vintage Porsche 911 and a classic Jaguar E-Type. Dennett's love for cars was not just about their performance and design. He also enjoyed the mechanical aspects of maintaining and restoring them. His garage was often a space where he could unwind and engage in hands-on projects, providing a balance to his intellectual pursuits. Dennett's home in Maine was a reflection of his eclectic tastes and intellectual curiosity. The house, situated in a picturesque setting, featured a large library filled with books on philosophy, science, literature, and history. The library was the heart of the home, where Dennett spent countless hours reading, writing, and contemplating complex ideas. The property also included a spacious garden, where Dennett and his wife, Susan Bell, enjoyed spending time. The garden was a place of tranquility and inspiration, with carefully tended plants and flowers providing a serene backdrop for their daily activities. Family Daniel Dennett married Susan Bell in 1962, and their partnership was marked by mutual respect, support, and intellectual engagement. Susan, an accomplished writer and editor, played a significant role in Dennett's life and work. Their marriage was a source of strength and stability, allowing Dennett to pursue his academic and philosophical endeavors with confidence. The couple had children, who inherited their parents' love for learning and critical thinking. Family gatherings at the Dennett household were often filled with lively discussions and debates on various topics, reflecting the family's commitment to intellectual exploration and open-mindedness. Friends. Dennett's circle of friends included many prominent philosophers, scientists, and intellectuals. He maintained close relationships with figures such as Richard Dawkins, David Chalmers, Douglas Hofstadter, Andy Clark, and Peter Carruthers. These friendships were built on a shared passion for exploring the mysteries of the mind and the natural world. Dennett was known for his generosity and willingness to mentor younger scholars. He often hosted informal gatherings at his home, where colleagues and students could engage in stimulating conversations and exchange ideas. His approachable demeanor and genuine interest in others' work made him a beloved figure in the academic community. Death and net worth. Daniel Dennett passed away on April 19, 2024, at the age of 82, at Maine Health, Maine Medical Center in Portland, Maine. His death was attributed to complications from a long-term illness. The news of his passing was met with an outpouring of grief and tributes from colleagues, students, and admirers around the world. At the time of his death, Daniel Dennett's net worth was estimated to be around $5 million. This wealth was accumulated through his successful academic career, numerous publications, and speaking engagements. Despite his financial success, Dennett was known for his modest lifestyle and his commitment to using his resources to support education and scientific research. Legacy. Daniel Dennett's legacy is characterized by his profound contributions to the philosophy of mind, cognitive science, and the public understanding of science. His work has influenced generations of scholars and thinkers, and his ideas continue to shape contemporary debates in philosophy and cognitive science. Influence on philosophy and cognitive science. Dennett's theories on consciousness, intentionality, and free will have had a lasting impact on the fields of philosophy and cognitive science. His interdisciplinary approach, combining insights from philosophy, psychology, neuroscience, and evolutionary biology, set a new standard for rigor and creativity in these disciplines. His influence is evident in the work of many prominent scholars, including Richard Dawkins, David Chalmers, Douglas Hofstadter, Andy Clark, and Peter Carruthers. These thinkers have built upon Dennett's ideas, further advancing our understanding of the mind and its place in the natural world. Public intellectual and educator. Dennett was not only a scholar, but also a public intellectual who actively engaged with the broader public. Through his books, lectures, and media appearances, he sought to make complex philosophical ideas accessible to a wider audience. His ability to communicate difficult concepts with clarity and wit made him a beloved figure among readers and listeners. As an educator, Dennett inspired countless students to pursue careers in philosophy and cognitive science. His teaching and mentorship left an indelible mark on the academic community, and his commitment to fostering intellectual curiosity and critical thinking continues to resonate with those who had the privilege of learning from him. Advocacy for science and rationality. Dennett was a passionate advocate for science and rationality. His work emphasized the importance of evidence-based reasoning and the scientific method in understanding the world. He was a vocal critic of pseudoscience, religious dogma, and other forms of irrational thinking, advocating instead for a naturalistic and empirically grounded worldview. Through his writings and public engagements, Dennett championed the cause of scientific literacy and skepticism. His efforts to promote a rational and open-minded approach to knowledge have left a lasting legacy, inspiring others to embrace the principles of critical thinking and scientific inquiry. Conclusion. Daniel Dennett's life and career were a testament to the power of curiosity, critical thinking, and intellectual courage. From his early days as a student of philosophy to his status as one of the most influential thinkers of his time, Dennett's journey was marked by a relentless pursuit of understanding and a deep commitment to exploring the mysteries of the mind and the natural world. His contributions to the philosophy of mind, cognitive science, and the public understanding of science have had a profound and lasting impact. As we remember Daniel Dennett, we celebrate a life dedicated to the pursuit of knowledge and the advancement of human understanding. His legacy continues to inspire and guide future generations of scholars, thinkers, and curious minds. Don't forget to subscribe the channel or press the bell icon to update the latest news. Thanks you for watching the whole video.